Day 15 on the 40 days of forgiveness. Affirmations for anxiety. Straight out of the book. Anxiety and depression, which was yesterday, often go hand in hand. When we're anxious, we become overwhelmed with our thoughts and worries to the point of exhaustion, aka depression. Then the depression reinforces why we are anxious, and it's a vicious cycle. These affirmations are to let go of the anxiety and have some peace. The old story is, I will always have anxiety. And the new story is, I am worthy of peace. Here are the affirmations. Take a deep breath after each one if you can, or just listen and enjoy. I forgive myself for believing this anxiety is true and will always be this way in my life. I forgive myself for believing this anxiety and fear are my fault. I forgive myself for believing I have to be afraid to stay safe or to be loved. I forgive myself for believing I have to fix what is making my brain be overwhelmed. I forgive myself for believing I can't feel happy or content or worthy until everything is figured out and fixed. I forgive myself for believing I have to hold on to anxiety and fix everything so that I'm not hurt or brokenhearted again. I forgive myself for believing someone else has to change before I can let go of the fear and anxiety. I give myself permission to feel confident, secure, and trust, escaping an anxiety-ridden environment. Just get out. I forgive others for hurting my feelings when I'm anxious and afraid. I forgive others for hurting my feelings, bringing up the fear and anxiety. I give others permission to forgive me when I blame them for my fear and anxiety. I give others permission to forgive me when I bring up their fear and anxiety. I love and accept myself even when I'm afraid letting go of this anxiety means I'll lose a relationship or I'll fail. I love and accept myself even when I'm afraid I'll always be anxious. I love and accept myself even when I'm afraid I can't ever escape the fear. I love and accept myself even when I'm afraid I'll fail in the relationship if I don't do everything. So I love and accept myself even when I'm afraid I'll fail in the relationship if I don't do everything. That would be anxiety inducing for sure. I love and accept myself even when I'm afraid I'll never sleep. I love it. Yeah, I feel that. Without this fear and anxiety, I'm free to have more peace and let go of doing everything. Without this fear and anxiety, I'm free to feel more trust and to feel more worthy of healthy relationships. Without this fear and anxiety, I'm free to feel secure and safe and complete in my life. I give myself permission to feel more secure, safe, and confident in my relationships without being reminded of the old ones that caused fear and anxiety. I give myself permission to let go of the old relationships so that I can be free and feel more confident and secure with new relationships. I give myself permission to love myself more and have more peace in my relationships. Without this pattern, I'm free to show up more confident and secure and be a better person for the people that I love. Without this pattern, I'm free to feel more confident and secure, letting go when a relationship no longer serves me. I give myself permission to accept that I'm worthy of peace. So the reflection questions are, what does anxiety look like for you? When's it okay to be anxious? How do you show up for your friends who are anxious? Very similar to the press questions. Don't show up for people the way you don't like to be shown up for, if you can. But also a good way to show up for people is how they ask you to show up for them. Hopefully they do that. My favorite part of these are the statements about having to do everything. I think it's not everybody's anxiety is that I have to do everything, but a lot of people's anxiety is this feeling like I have to do everything, and the only way I can be in a relationship or feel loved or feel accomplished or feel like myself is if I'm doing everything all the time. And so I think that this is probably these are probably good statements for when you feel like you're doing everything all the time. And yeah, so if you're in that place of anxiety where you feel like you have to do everything, go here. See ya.